Happy Sunday, everyone, and I hope you had an amazing weekend filled with lots of rest and self love and care. And then I say self love and care because I've noticed over this time that people are tending to be quite tough on themselves or expecting a lot of themselves, that they aren't necessarily giving themselves a break or giving themselves a pat on the back when they have just gotten through a week and just survived a week. During this pandemic, just surviving a week is such an achievement. So please give yourself a break. And even as you go into the week, have that thought at the back of your mind that sometimes you give yourself a break. And so you start taking away that anxiety that is being associated with this time for whatever type of reason, being it somebody sick in your family or concerned about your future financially, whatever it is, just give yourself a little bit of room to breathe. It's so important right now. We just need to give ourselves a little bit of a break. But moving on to our topic of the week, as you know, on COVID Connect, we always share every week some insight around a particular topic. And I think the one that we want to talk about today is quite apt for the situation that we're in, where a lot of us are questioning so much about our lives and saying, what is the point of all of this? What is the point of my life? If I'm on lockdown, I don't get to see my family. A lot of us tend to find us asking those questions right now. And so it led us to wanting to share our insights around purpose because, we really do believe that if you are able to understand your purpose, you would be able to digest this lockdown and everything that's happening with this virus a lot more easier than many have been able to do over this time. So during lockdown, I personally have been asked so much and asked this question so much around Roxy, how is it that you found your purpose? How is it that you're able to live this life of clarity and, with this purpose in mind, and you are so clear about it in everything you do, everything that you say, you're so focused on this thing that you call your purpose. And it's been such a difficult question to answer to anyone directly. And so I thought that it's probably not going to be answered in one single session. So we've decided to break up this particular topic into a series of videos so that we can give you a little bit to digest as you go, instead of me just trying to give it to you all at one go, because it is such a critical topic to understand in your life and to bring into your life that it's better to just understand it bit by bit. And I'm going to talk from my own personal experience and my own personal journey when it's come to purpose. And part one of the series is really to address, number one, have you asked yourself the question around purpose? And we'll talk about that shortly. And number two, why is it important to understand what your purpose is in life? And why does it even matter to have a purpose? And then as we progress during the week, we'll get through the series. We'll address how to find your purpose, the biggest question that's being asked: how do I find this thing called purpose? I want it so badly, and how do I find it? So we'll be addressing that, and then we'll get to step 4, which a lot of people tend never to speak about. I've really ever yet to find a book that speaks about this, and that's number 4, which is how to get better at delivering your purpose and living your purpose, which is, for me, where I am in my life right now, is how do I keep getting better at delivering the purpose that is my life. So let's get back to part 1 of the series around, have you ever asked yourself the question around purpose? Now, I know a lot of you ask yourself questions like, what is the point of my life? Why am I put on earth? Why am I going through this? And that's the question that many people are asking right now. Is, why is this happening? Why am I going through this? Why am I losing my job? Why did my family get sick? And why did all of these things happen to me? So there's a lot of these questions that are happening right now. And I think it's the perfect time where we have this time to reflect and have perspective, to ask ourselves what the purpose of our lives are. And I've heard many people, and my mom is truly guilty of this question in particular, and we always have a really robust debate about this, because she and I often sit on opposite fences, which is great because she does give me perspective. But I think I try to change her view more than anything else. But a lot of people tend to think that their purpose in life is, if they're married with kids, is to make their kids happy and to give their kids everything of the best. Others think that it's about giving their parents everything of the best. And then you get others who think that, progressing in life and having gone from an average or a life of poverty to a life of wealth is why they're living. And straight off the bat, I can tell you that the answer to those questions or to those reasons is no. That is not your purpose. Living for your kids is not your purpose. Living for your parents is not your purpose. And living to have $1 million in your bank account at the end of this life is not your purpose. And if you want to go on this journey, that is something that you absolutely have to accept at the beginning of it in order to progress in this journey, is not to start associating things with this question of purpose. So that's the first thing. If you haven't asked yourself, sit down and genuinely ask yourself, why do I think I've been put on earth? Why do I think I'm alive? Why do I think God delivered me to the world? Sit down and genuinely ask yourself that question over the next few days. And I am going to give you some homework so that you can start thinking and getting answers to this purpose. But that's really the first thing, is sit down and ask yourself, why do you think you are on earth? The second thing about around purpose is, why is it important? I mean, we can all go around life living the routines that we do and never discover our purpose. And it, quite frankly, could be okay. But for those of you who want to discover the deeper meaning of life, it's not okay. And what I've realized is that society and the world hasn't been great to us, because from the very beginning of our lives, we've all been put into some form of routine. As kids, we're put into the routine of going to school, coming back from school, doing our homework, eating dinner, going to bed, and then doing the same thing for the next 4 days. And then over the weekend, you have this amazing time to play, watch TV, spend time with your parents, and then you just step and repeat. And then as you get into adulthood, that routine just continues. It changes, but it does continue. You go to university and you follow the same kind of routine. You study, and then you go to work and you start a job, and then it starts becoming about titles, about money, about cars, about houses, and giving money to your parents, or living this life of luxury and traveling. And so we get so caught up in this routine of living that we forget about why we're living and why we're doing all of these things. So understanding your purpose is truly important, because it dictates every single day why you are here. You are not here to wake up to hear your alarm bell at 7 a.m. and wake up and go to work and drink a cup of coffee and type on that computer and come home from work. That's not your purpose. So it's so important to understand your life beyond your routine, your life beyond your kids, your family, your marriage, and your parents. It's so important to understand your life beyond those things and beyond the monetary goals. That's the first thing. Second is, finding your purpose puts a new lens on your life. You start doing and behaving very differently in the world towards other people once you understand your purpose. And so having that lens when you operate in this world becomes so truly valuable, because your purpose becomes your core and everything around it becomes so peripheral, and if not not a peripheral. When I say that, I don't mean to lower the meaning of anything else around your life, but it starts putting into context the role of things in your life, and people in your life, whether it's your kids, whether it's your parents, whether it's your partner. It starts to put in context what their role in your life and your purpose is, but that they are not your purpose, and that there is this core that surrounds all of these things around you. And then discovering your purpose. I mean, for me, been discovering my purpose, I was very lucky. I discovered my purpose at around the age of 20. I know when it happened. And I've been on the journey of bettering at how I deliver the purpose, but I discovered it really early. And how I often frame this is, we always have a measure of success for many things we do, especially at work. My measure of success is, did I make budget? Did I get that promotion? Did I get that increase in my salary? We put measures of success on so many things, but do we put a measure of success on our lives? And I think many of us actually don't do this, and we're so guilty of not doing this. And the best way to put a measure on your life, which starts directing your purpose, is to ask yourself at the end of your life, who do you want to be like? And I give this example to people who are trying to discover their purpose because it's the easiest way of starting to answer the question. So I always say, do you want to have, at the end of your life, say, I was like Steve Jobs, or was I like Martin Luther King or Nelson Mandela? And once you're able to answer that question, you're so definitively able to see whether you are measuring yourself on financial rewards or whether you're measuring yourself by the impact you leave on the world. So, and that's one set of homework that I want to give you, is go ask yourself, who do you want to be like at the end of your life? Is it Steve Jobs? Is it Donald Trump? Is it Jeff Bezos? Or on the other end of the spectrum, is it Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, or Mahatma Gandhi? Who do you want to be like at the end of your life? Start there. And then the second thing around answering this question is I want you as homework to go and start exploring religions. So if you are Hindu or if you are a Christian, I really encourage you to use this week to go and explore very top line really other religions. Go explore Christianity, go explore Buddhism, go explore Hinduism, Islam, and go and understand those religions and just give yourself perspective. Do nothing else except to go and read about those religions. If you don't have a lot of time, I'll direct you to one religion that I will gladly tell you is a defining point in finding your purpose. And that's going and reading up on Buddhism. And you can go read a book that's written called The Way of the Monk. It is the most enlightening book you will ever read in your life if it comes to purpose. So that's your first set of homework. Go read up on Buddhism and The Way of the Monk as you start this journey of finding your purpose. And then as we get to tomorrow's session, which is series 2, we're going to talk about the you and the role you play in this purpose. And do you actually get any benefit from this thing called your purpose? Or does everyone else get to benefit from you delivering your purpose? But we'll get to that tomorrow. So for today, just go and ask yourself the question, what is my purpose? Why is it important for me to discover my purpose? And then go explore some religions. And then tomorrow and during the course of the week, we'll get to how do you discover this purpose and how do you get better at delivering it every single day in your lives. I hope you have an awesome week, and I hope I've given you some food for thought that you can spend instead of going on to Twitter or Facebook for an hour. Go actually read up and let's start this journey together of finding your purpose. Have an awesome week ahead. May it be blessed and filled with joy. And I really do wish for you less anxiety and a lot more peace. And we will chat later on in the week. And on Saturday, we'll be hosting our live show on Instagram on @COVID Connect. If you aren't already a fan, join our page and become a part of the COVID Connect family. See you all during the week.